Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Dick Wormbin. Dick and Jane, his his twin actually, have been going through kind of a hot summer, and I've really kind of ignored them for quite some time. So anyway, they are getting Dick especially is getting the special spa treatment today. And so what I did, if I can get this lid off, I got the lid on, but I couldn't get the lid off. There we go. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I want to show you this for any of the new subscribers, okay? This is nothing but a shoebox. And so hence the name Dick and Jane Shoebox Worm Bin. It's all I've done is I've taken the top and I've drilled holes, 3, 6, and then 3 on each side, bigger holes on the inside. And I'm starting actually from scratch on this. I've taken as much of the castings out as I could, and I want to start all from day one. So what I'm going to do is I have shredded cardboard, and there's some paper in there, and I've soaked it in rainwater, and so that my stuff is wet, but it's spongy wet, and it's not drippy wet, but it's spongy wet. So I'm going to use that as just my base, and if you'll bear with me, let me just turn that over and shake it and get all the goodies out. And it's been a hot summer, and they really did get ignored. I kind of felt like a lot of them died off, but then as I'm going through here, I thought, wow, there's still quite a few worms in there. So if you're new, this is a good way of doing it, is to give yourself just a damp but wet base, if you will. And I have there's probably 400 or 500 worms that are going to go in here. And this is a small, this is only 6 inches by, I think, probably about 14 inches. It's the size of a shoebox. And I'm going to add to that a little bit of fruit. And let me just get a nice little fork here. And this is pulverized. This is a fruit that's been frozen and then pulverized in my NutriBullet, and it has some water in with it. And so I'm not going to feed it a whole lot because I don't want to overwhelm them. It's been kind of a trying day for them to be whipped out of their home and then had somebody pulling them apart here. So there's just a little bit there. That's maybe half a cup, maybe a little tiny bit more. And to that, I have started taking my moringa plant and pulverizing some of the stems and stuff. And it's high in protein, it's high in all the vitamins, antioxidants, everything that would be good for you and me is going to be good for those worms. So Dick's going to get a real supercharge here. And I also have some dehydrated fruit peels that I'm going to just sprinkle that. Nice diversity, not always same-o, same-o. And I'm also going to put in something like a little jungle gym for them. But it's really, in this case, because this is so small, I like to give them a place to get away. It's kind of like there's air in there, and they're not going to get so jam-packed because this thing really does get condensed. And so we've added bedding for them. There's some liquid in there. We've added some basically a fresh food, a dried powder, and now we're going to give them some eggshell because they're worms and they don't have a stomach. They have a gizzard, and they have a crop right above that. And so they take this eggshell that I've pulverized and I've made very, very fine. I want you to see that. You can almost see the dust coming off of it. and it's a powder. It's not dust, but it's just powder. And we're going to give that to them, and they can take that in with any food. The bacteria gets on the food. The worms like to eat the bacteria. If you see anything looking yellow in there, it's actually because I had a little bit of cornmeal, and it was just the end of the bag, and I thought, well, I'll just add that into it so that I'm sure I have cornmeal in with them. And that's another food that you can give them, is either cornmeal or flour. If you have crackers and you want to grind up your crackers, or you want to put them in whole, you can do that. So let's see, have we gotten everything? Oh wait, let's add a little bit of coffee grounds to it. Now you can add this whole coffee filter to it if you like, but for right now I'm just going to add a little bit of these coffee grounds. Some people say coffee grinds. I don't know why you would say that, but I don't. So there's my coffee grounds. And then last but not least, I know this looks odd, but here's the worms that I took out of there, and it doesn't look like there's very many in there, does there? Okay, so let me just put my glove on here. Just hang on just one sec. You don't have to wear gloves, but lately I've been trying to more and more. So I want to show you just what happens is the worms go down. You know, I've had them as a big, you know, I had all their the castings in here, and then I just picked them off little bit by little bit. And you can do that. Here, let me show you. They've been in here for a bit, and you can see there's castings, and you can take off a few more. But look what's underneath. Look at the worms that are underneath that. And let me just flip this over and show you really what we've got underneath here. Whoops, come on. Stay on there, boys. Okay. So, I'll show you the rest, but isn't that nice? That's a nice scoop of worms. And so, I'm just going to put them there, and I'll make sure I get the rest off of here. There's some more. And some more. And they're all going to go live back where they came from, which is Dick Worm Bin, or Dick Shoebox Worm Bin, if you like. This is a great project for kids, just a great project. I think it would also be a great project for any seniors, which is exactly what I am. And it's a hobby. It's a wonderful hobby. So I'm going to put those all on there. Look at them. Aren't they sweet? Did I get them all off my glove? Yeah, there we go. Got them all off my glove. And now what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to take that, as soon as I get my glove off, I'm going to take this coffee filter and open it up, and it's all wet and it's been soaked, and I'm going to lay that right on top. That's going to be it for probably the next few weeks. I'm not going to do anything else to it. That's going to be the end of it, and I can come back in probably a couple weeks and I'll fluff that and see if they've eaten, see if they've eaten what I've left there for them, and if they have, then we'll get back to them. So anyway, garden what you've got. I hope this helps with anybody who's just starting out with their worm bin, and they want to know, how do I start from scratch? Where do I get started? I know that you can go to places like Walmart and you can buy some fishing worms. Just make sure there's something like a red wiggler worm. If you're buying earthworms, you're not going to have luck with them. But if you're buying something like a composting worm, this should work out really well. So anyway, I hope you guys will come back and see me again real soon. because you know I'll be here. Remember, garden what you've got. From Dick and me, take care and bye-bye.